Hello English learners and welcome back to another video. This is Level Up English. My name is Michael and this might be the last video I'm making in London, which is a little bit sad. But I thought it would be a good time to make this video, so I'm walking around my local park today and I want to talk a little bit about... There's a train. I want to talk about overcoming shyness. And this is especially important for learning another language like English, because a lot of my students will come to me and say, I really want to join your lessons, I want to join your group lessons, but I'm just too shy. I don't know what to do. I'm too shy, I'm too scared. And I try to give my best advice, but I want to kind of summarize some practical tips that you can make to overcome shyness to help you learn English better, but I think also in general as well, just generally in life, it's a good thing to overcome. And now one reason I want to talk about this is because it's something I feel so passionate about. And I think especially over the last 2 years while I've been living in London, I have changed quite a lot as well. And you only have to go back to my very first videos on YouTube a few years ago and see how much I have changed, where I was very awkward and shy back then. And I'm still awkward today, but I think I've got a lot better. So I'm going to go over some of the things I have learned and share with you today, and I think it might help you as well. My first tip that I think might help is to take baby steps outside your comfort zone every day. And I think the key word here is baby. It really does not have to be big. You can just make it as small and simple as you like. If you go too far outside your comfort zone, you will end up kind of retreating back into your shell like a turtle, right? Retreating back into your shell, and you'll just make things much, much worse. And I learnt this the hard way when I really pushed myself in the deep end and I went to Japan and I tried to speak Japanese to everyone, and it was just too far outside of my comfort zone. So start somewhere really small. And whatever you do, even if it isn't in English, I think it will come into play in your English language journey as well. If you can improve your confidence in your native language, I think you could also improve your confidence in English. It's kind of a transferable skill. So one simple thing you could do, this is something that I used to do when I was like a teenager, is just say hi to people. When you pass someone on the street, say hi, say how are you, even if it's a little bit weird. Maybe you're saying, in my culture, we just don't do that. But I think the point of the exercise is not to do what's normal, but to be a little bit uncomfortable, to do something where people might think you're weird, but you don't really care. It doesn't matter what they think. And I think a big part of language learning is not caring what other people think. For example, when you make a mistake. It's very sunny here today, right now, which is a nice surprise actually. It wasn't forecast, but I'm squinting quite a lot at the moment. But another thing you could do is just go running in public, but run in a really weird way. Just do something that makes you a little bit uncomfortable, and I think that could help. When it comes to online English learning, a lot of people are too afraid to join one of my group classes, for example. So in that case, I might recommend just joining for like 10 minutes, or you can find a teacher and you can ask them, hey, I'm very shy, I don't really want to join a whole hour, maybe can we have like a 10-minute talk? And you don't even have to worry about grammar or language. You could just say, let's get to know each other, let's talk for 10 minutes. And then after that 10 minutes, you might be like shaking and terrified, but it doesn't really matter. And then that motivation, the sense of accomplishment, will motivate you to do more the next time, hopefully. And that leads me to my second point, which is to focus on your wins, even the little wins along the way. Because whenever you succeed or you do something a little bit scary, don't think about how far you've got to go, but focus on those little accomplishments that you make. Almost got attacked by a bird, but for example, I just had a Chinese lesson, literally just now, and I could have ended up thinking like, oh, it was so awkward, I didn't know what to say, there's so many things I forgot. Or I could be a bit more positive about it, and I could say, wow, maybe there was a few things to learn, there's always going to be more to learn, but it was amazing. I was able to talk for 30 minutes in Chinese, and I understood most of what she said. So you can focus on the little wins like that, really, really feel that sense of accomplishment and how happy you are about it. One thing that I sometimes like to do is to keep a diary. So write down your progress, and maybe it is going to be about English learning, but it could be about anything again. So just your progress about what you're struggling with today, what you find difficult. And if you keep going every day, maybe you can look back 1 year ago and the things that you found difficult last year, you realize are easy for you today. Because it's very easy to see that big improvement, but day by day, we don't notice how far we're improving. Another thing I love, which I always recommend to my students, is record some of your conversations. If you have a lesson with a teacher, record your conversation. And that means in, say, 1 year or 2 years' time, it's a long time to wait, but you can come back, listen to that conversation. It will be embarrassing, but you can listen. And I think you will be surprised at how much better you have gotten. You're more confident, more knowledge, more vocabulary. It's just that day by day, we don't notice these things. My next tip is more of a general one, which again can be used for language learning or anything. And this one helps me a lot too. Whether you are doing something scary, like recording a film in public, or whatever you're doing, speaking a new language, remember that life is short. So for example, you may think that if you make a mistake or you do something weird, everyone is going to care about it, everyone is going to judge you. More often than not, they will not judge you, they don't care. And even if they do, they will forget about you very soon anyway, which can sound a bit harsh, but I think it's a really liberating and freeing feeling because it allows you to try a lot harder. And the thing that I try to remind myself of all the time is I really believe that we more often regret the things we don't do rather than the things we do, if that makes sense. So for example, if you decide you're too scared, you do not join an English language lesson, then I think you will regret that much more than doing something and feeling embarrassed. Maybe you join, you make mistakes, but that's not going to feel so bad as not going in the first place. Does that make sense? Next, I would say it's a common phrase, you might have heard it before, and this is fake it till you make it. So fake being a confident person until you can become one. And I feel like I can relate to that somewhat with, say, recording videos like this. When I first started filming videos outside, I was very, very nervous, very scared. Whenever a person walked by, I would just stop and I get really nervous. Of course, you might be able to tell I'm still not totally comfortable. I'm still awkward. I still get nervous when people walk past me sometimes. So it's not totally comfortable for me, but I have come a long, long way to the point where now I'm in the middle of the park. There's people all around me. Well, it's not too busy, to be fair. And I don't really care that much. So I started out kind of faking it and pretending. And then eventually I found this works with my language learning too. If you pretend and kind of have the mindset of being a confident English speaker, your lessons will go much better, your conversations will go much better, and eventually it will come true. I think you have to have patience and some faith as well. One thing that I also find really helps me is a little bit of mindfulness. So be mindful of how you're thinking about things. One practical example, if you notice someone is looking at you a bit weird, like I look over here, someone's looking at me while I'm filming, they might look a bit confused or angry. If I'm mindful, I might notice my brain is saying, making up some story like, oh, that person is judging me, that person thinks I'm weird. These are ideas that we're making up about what we think other people are saying, but very often it's not going to be true. Very often people will have a completely different opinion. So for example, if you are having an English lesson and you make a mistake, as we all do, you might feel a little bit awkward. You notice people's faces change a little bit, and it's very easy to assume everyone is thinking you're really bad at English. But really, they're just trying to work out what you said. They're trying to understand. I wouldn't read into it too much. So be mindful of how you're thinking about things and the stories that you're making up as well. So that's all the tips I could think of for now. I really hope that some of them help you, or if not, it's just a reminder and kind of a little push in the right direction, a little bit of motivation. But just remember, we all feel nervous, especially when learning a language. It's a really scary thing for almost everyone at some point. If you really are too afraid to join one of my classes or to practice your English with someone new, then just practice with a friend. You know, you might have a friend that's learning English as well. Talk to them, talk to someone you're comfortable with, and that will go a long way. Just remember, baby steps will make a big difference over time. And talking about myself just one last time, it's actually the reason why I came outside to do this video today, because I had two options, right? I could have made this video inside in my comfortable home, or I can come outside and go a little bit out of my comfort zone because I can see there's more room for growth here. So wherever you have that feeling of discomfort, leaving your comfort zone, that is when there is an opportunity to grow, a chance to improve. So I hope you can do the same in your English or whatever else you're doing as well. So I will leave it here for now. Sorry if this was a bit long, but thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next week for some more adventures, some more lessons, and whatever we're doing, I don't know. All right, see you later. Goodbye. If you're interested, you can check out the full lesson for this YouTube video, where you can find live subtitles, worksheets, more detailed explanations, quizzes, and teacher feedback, and all of this around this video at Level Up English members. So if you're interested in that, you can click the link in the description or go to levelupenglish.school and go to the members page to sign up. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you find the bonus worksheets helpful as well. Thank you for watching.